Hi, Les. We can hear you loud and clear. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. Hi, Latna. Just testing audio. Hi, Latna. Can you hear me? Yes, thank you so much. Yes. Thank you, Latna.
A few minutes off my screen.
Are we ready? All right. I will call us to order. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the HARD board meeting. Please remember to speak clearly and at a moderate pace, and speak into your microphone. We will start with our call to order and our Pledge of Allegiance.
I would like to lead the pledge.
Would you please?
Yes, please. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands,
one
one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'm so glad you asked that. Thank you.
Got you. No BOM.
Right?
OCD.
All right.
There we go.
Okay. Everything's now aligned and we'll go to roll call. Excellent. Director Andrade,
Here. Here.
Director Hodges,
Here.
Director Rosen,
Here.
Director Hatcher.
Here.
President Lamnan. I am also here. Thank you. And thank you everybody for being here. All right, we had no reportable action from our closed section. And we have no oral communications. Any public comments on items not on the agenda?
I don't see any hands raised online for public comment.
All right, so I can see nobody in the audience that isn't already part of HARD. So that takes us to our consent calendar, which is items 9.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Any yes, Peter?
Could we pull 9.4, please?
9.4. Anything else? Hearing none, I'll take a motion for the balance.
I'll move all except 9.4.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay. Yep. All right. So we have a motion from Director Hatcher on all except 9.4 and a second from Director Hodges on the motion. Okay, and that passes with 5 aye votes. Thank you. And we still didn't have any public comments, right? Okay, good. All right, 9.4.
Thank you. I just had a real quick question. I see what this one's for. Do we have a previous contract? How does this contract compare with the previous contract? I didn't have, are you okay? I didn't have a point of reference or perspective in it, and so I just didn't know. This was just like in a vacuum to me.
Yeah, so previously we were using for pest control. When we're talking pest control, we're talking 2 services. We're talking ground squirrels for like the parks, and then we're talking about in the buildings as well.
Much was the previous one, or like what was the detail, like comparing this to what was there previously, what we did before?
Yeah, so we didn't have a contract in place. It was just kind of going month to month with animal damage management and PureCore. So PureCore was providing pest management in the community centers. So what we had was with PureCore, we weren't servicing every community center. And some of them we were servicing quarterly, not monthly. There was additional charges for trapping for rodents. So we wanted more comprehensive service in that regard. And then for the ground squirrels, it was kind of the same thing. We weren't capturing all the parks. There were just specific ones. So we got, with this new contract, we received better coverage. And so, yes, we're spending slightly more than what we were previously on a year-to-year basis, but we're getting significantly more coverage for the district. Absolutely. And we have an agreement in place. Now, one thing I would like to mention is that with animal damage management, we weren't getting the reporting that we want. So, for example, after they go out and perform service, they'd leave like a 5x7 card, like with our with my department that shows like where they went. So it's really antiquated reporting process, and we wanted something that was more contemporary and more comprehensive under one vendor for both services. So we found that in Oregon. And so the good thing is that with Oregon, we're saying it's going to be a 2-year agreement with 3 1-year options, but at any given time, we can terminate the contract with 60 days notice. So we think this is a great value for the district, and that's why we went forward with this contract.
That's great. I just wasn't sure. We were getting comparing, apples to apples, and we didn't have that. And so it sounds like we're getting a whole lot more coverage, a lot more different parks, lot larger scale, and it should be cost controlled, something that we are defined and assured about.
Absolutely.
That's all I wanted.
And I think the name Orkin carries a lot more than some of the smaller businesses we were using that are antiquated. They have a great reputation, so I'm looking forward to.
Sorry for getting in the weeds, but where do we have squirrel problems?
Memorial Park.
I can, if you have time.
Next time you're barbecuing at Memorial Park, look at the hillside. That's like prairie dog town.
Yeah, we have, I mean, we really, as Jim mentioned, we have them, and Director Rosen probably knows, we have them in quite a few areas. So one place in particular is the golf course. Like, they've burrowed under majority of the cart paths, and this creates a whole nother set of issues that we're dealing with. And it's not just Mission Hills Golf Course. There's other parks where we're experiencing these issues. So we felt we need to address it.
I remember when I was in elementary school, they used to bring the maintenance truck out and they'd put the hose on the thing and they'd plug as many holes and stuff the thing down, the exhaust down the gopher holes. Do you remember that when we were kids? I think I was probably too close to those. That's
All right. Any other questions or comments?
So I move for approval. Thank you. I just wanted some information and to see if we were increasing it, and we are, which is what I expected. Thanks.
I'll second.
Thank you. Moved by Director Rosen, second by Director Hatcher. Seeing no other comments, we can vote on the item. Everybody. There we go. And that passes unanimously. Thank you very much for that formalization of the process. We have no other official business. We'll just go to my colleagues and to our esteemed staff for updates. I'll start with Director Hodges.
Nothing really.
Yeah, I just want to say it was great to get Castro Valley Fields out of the way and done, and we don't have to think about it again for a while, forever, I hope. And then, yeah, and it's great because it'll get free up some of our other fields if it, once it gets going, and so hopefully it'll solve some problems. And people were happy, and there's going to be people playing on it, so it's great. It's a great field. So the other thing, just want to say, the Mika State was a beautiful day, and it was just great to see the kids there. That camp, and it was just really nice. You see the people walking around there, and you saw the park being used, significantly being used by the neighborhood all around, and it's a beautiful park, and a lot of people still don't know about it, but unless you live in the area, but it's a gorgeous park, and I'm glad that your vision really to get to get that agricultural thing started, because it has in some ways, being around there and seeing it over the years, there used to be farm equipment in front of the carriage house, and also knowing personally people who grew up in the area from, when they were kids, they played with my dad's cousin, was a kid, used to play with the Meek grandkids. And that was all farm area in that time. So it's kind of nice to acknowledge the ag history there. And I think we've done a good job on that. So thanks a lot.
Here.
I really have to stop for a minute and say, I scratched my head and said, what if, but Marvin Yee, Adrian, Daniela, the Student Conservation Association, like there's a lot of people that made that all come to life and it's very appreciated.
Absolutely. Director Rosen.
So first off, I want to say, I'm sorry I missed the meeting last week. There was a lot on there that I was really excited to see, and I'm sorry I missed all that, and it was a mile away from my house, but the last week it's been amazing. We had the Canyon Fields, which I want to thank everyone for being there. I thought it was very telling that all 5 of us board members showed up with wearing our soccer shirts. I think it made a great statement. Public knew we were there, even though we didn't have a lot of time in front of the microphone, and so that was good. It was great that we had a table there and we're giving out some balls for them. Appreciate that. Had a carpet legislative meeting and Mr. Wheeler was there, and there was a couple things to discuss. There's a couple controversial legislation things that I've talked with people about that I think are pretty important. Yes, the Ag History and the Student Conservation Corps and Daniela and all the group that's done all this work on that site. It was amazing. I thought it was perfect timing that when we were finishing up, all the Camp Create kids came through, and I was talking to different people about harvesting, the vegetables and about how they grew it, and it's a great use of space, and I just keep hearing people say more, so it was good. Had a LAFCO meeting, which I kind of referenced some of that when we were talking about the MSR about looking at other agencies, and I was surprised to hear one of the hospital agencies is an A rating, and it's like, oh yes, we have an A rating, and I was thinking to myself, well, we're a AAA rating. It's so good. Went to the East Bay Regional Park District meeting. Director Hatcher was there as well, and it was great to see. It was about their district plan ostensibly, but there were a couple other stakeholders there. It was great to talk to Daniela about the work that she had done at Meek, and she seemed really happy and excited. It seems really fulfilling for her. I think she's in a great role for her. And I was at the Mount Eden Mansion. The youth ambassadors have been working on this mural, and then now all the plants that we planted there, and that's what we did on Saturday is planted it up, and it was a good party. We had a bunch of people show up and got a lot of work done, and Dan was great to us. Yeah, it was good. It's been a busy week.
Director Rosen, I do want to thank you for going out and leading the planting of the pollinator garden, and also I want to thank your connection with the nursery for being able to get those plants donated and everything. It's very, very much appreciated by the foundation, and Steve was going on and on this morning in leadership, so thank you.
Excellent. Director Hatch.
Thank you. Yeah, also the foundation event, the concert series, the first of the 3 concerts at the Eden Mansion area. I mean, well attended, for the first round, and I mean, just well put together. When you go to an event, and you see it flow really well. A lot of folks were sitting obviously in front of the stage, but also around the perimeter in the shade. So it was kind of nice to see that spread out there. So just, Patrick Odeza was doing the emceeing, Chocolate Rice was the band, and it was really, like, again, I think, yeah, it was a good start. I think that park just sits well, and seeing the construction in place, seeing the mural, sitting there. I think we're just only forward, programming for that location. So it was great to be a part of.
I want to second that. It was a great show and it was a lot of fun. It was just really enjoyable afternoon. And everybody appreciated it. It was great.
Mayor loved it.
The mayor loved it. Yeah. And I think the next 2 will be just as great or better.
Yeah, it feels good,
Really,
so, yeah, I mean, the canyon ribbon cutting, I think that, again, I think at the end of the day, that's what it's all about, after all the stuff we have to go through to do these, but to get to that point and to have the community and the kids, anytime you throw kids on a field like that, it was great to be a part of. Really commending our staff and Nicole and Adrian and the team for just, being out there and putting the foot forward, and the words from our president, having words at the table of what it means to this community, and to have this kind of cap of the soccer fields and the cap of an accomplishment. So we'll look forward to next phase if that comes to fruition. I attended the curb meeting with Supervisor Molly's office. It's, I believe Nicole's in it also. So I had historically they're the citizens to help remove blight. So the agencies are there and citizens show up. And so it's always a good push to see agency leaders out there, coming to some ideas around what we can do to continue to battle that. Because I know with our parks, we're right in the middle of all that. So I know there was a meeting today with some of the citizens to look at dumpsters from initially Orloma and potentially some of the other agencies to for the community to have dumpsters to be able to put garbage in on a regular basis also. Yeah, the Ag Center, I mean, it dear to my heart. That was my neighborhood for 26 years. And, again, I always park as far away as possible. I park in front of my old house and I walk to the park and just to see it evolving. I mean, that park is so multifaceted. You got the quiet spots, you got, the perimeter, like sometimes I call the unused areas, but it looks good. It feels good. The gazebo, the plants look good. And the great words of our general manager as well as our president, setting the tone and the caliber of attendees. It's something that when you see, the committed, they that ribbon cutting that wasn't just because they were supposed to be there. It felt good. And and anything to put, food in. The key, I think, was brought up by Director Andrade to have those kids there. It was watching the camps walk around, watching Becky from the community garden leading a group of kids. It's like, I said, go easy on them, because it just looked good. So I attended Wahhab's, Senator Wahhab's update as a senator. It wasn't about her future opportunities, but talked about, dedication she does to Hayward. And I think the beauty is to kind of hold her to that. And I think the future of what that means. Yeah, the East Bay Regional Park District event, I thought it was really just about the master plan, but having the other agencies there, it felt good at our location too. There's a lot of love that was given by the ward leaders about our facility and the way it looked. And a lot of folks, I'm like, go walk out into the park. They're like, oh, this is beautiful. I'm like, yeah, go check it out. So a couple of them, I said, just go outside. So that was great to get them out there. I did attend just the end of party nights over there at the Mission Hills, and Noel was I kind of went there right when everybody had left. It looked like it was, he's like, yeah, it was packed. And, just and stopped at the golf course for, see what was going on inside the restaurant. And it's just good. Again, it feels good at that location. And then I did attend briefly the Memorial Park. I know the Odd Fellows run that, but I'm always appreciative of us being involved in there. And, it's a good activation for that park, which it needs it. So. No, height. That was about it. Thanks.
Is that all? That was great. Thank you for being out in the community. I appreciate you all. I don't have anything to add other than my kudos and thanks as have been already outlined. I'll pass it over to our general manager.
Not a bunch going on. I have my lunch with the city manager on Thursday with a small list of things to talk about, the DMT and the parking and the help from there. Some SkyWest updates for her. St. Regis, where we're having some issues with people up behind the school and our yard from St. Regis. And then also trying to check in with her on the news about the South Hayward Parish and where we see that going or what'll happen there. HLAC agenda planning meeting on Friday. So when you want to meet tomorrow morning, if you want to check in on that, President Lamnin. Let's see. Not a lot of other stuff. I will be out, but August 17th to the 20th or 21st, taking my child back to school, and employee picnic on the 22nd. I'll say that because I don't see anyone from HR here. And that planning committee of Christy Briseno, Jessica Zuniger, Jen Arias, Kimberly, and Daniela are kind of the stars behind that. We look forward to Henry Sue Barbecue at Kenny Park. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Good evening, Adrienne Lieber, Director of Recreation, Arts and Community Services. So we are winding down camp this week. So really proud of all the great work our staff has done. And this actually last this past week, we started a new camp, our Summer of Service. It's a teen camp. We did 1 week of it. Chaz led it. And it was a group of teens that basically visited different sites throughout our district and volunteered. So they got volunteer hours and got to know a lot of our sites like Sornsdale and the Community Garden, the Ag Center, Kenneth Aiken Senior Center, all of that. We also had a nice VIP on Saturday with 70 folks from Three Crosses Church, and they did a lot of work at Southgate Park as well as the Greenway. And then just gearing up and getting ready for Touch a Truck on August 15th at San Lorenzo Park. Yep.
Touch a truck.
Good evening, Megan Tiernan, Capital Planning and Development Director. We are coming to the final stages of the Hayward Plunge renovation project. So the contractor will be done about August 14th. We have a couple of staff trainings that will happen, and then we'll be turning it over to the Recreation Department on the 17th. It's not open to the public till I think October 5th, so there's some time for recreation to get set up, and I'll let Nicole talk about the Robin Hussein Memorial that will go in as well. And then we're working on Mount Eden that'll be finished up in September. We're trying to slot doing the parking lot renovations in between the two events that the Hart Foundation has scheduled for August and September. And once that's done, we'll be planning a ribbon cutting.
Anything else?
Locale.
Oh, no, anything else?
Okay, I can keep going. So we re-engaged with Volunteers of for Outdoor California. They're the group that helped us do some trail improvements in East Avenue a few years ago, and they're very interested in partnering with us again on another kind of trail improvement project. So we'll be regrouping with them in the future as well.
No updates.
Updates.
You get lunch.
Just really, really quick, we have the opening tomorrow. If you're going to be there, that will be great. And then I will make sure that Jim has the stuff for Robin so you guys can see it in your one-on-ones.
All right. Well, then, seeing no other business before us, we are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Laudna and Les. Have a wonderful evening.